Hi everyone, and welcome to Talk Time Tuesdays with the Whole Parenting. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, my name is Louise and I am a mom. I am also a family and child development consultant. Now, over the last 2 weeks, we've been talking a lot about play, and today we're going to continue the conversation on play, but in a slightly different way. We're going to be speaking about play and how you can use play to de-escalate challenging parenting situations. Now, you will hear me speak about connection quite a lot because I am a strong believer in parenting through connection. I think that it solves a myriad of parenting challenges, and play is the perfect way, the perfect example of how we can de-escalate challenging behaviors while still connecting with our children. And this is why I want to speak about play again today and focus on play just a little bit more. Now, trust me, I know that playing is the last thing you want to do when your child is being disagreeable, but it is one of the fastest ways to reconnect with your child, and also it is one of the easiest ways to diffuse a volatile situation. Now, science tells us that the more connected and safe we feel with each other, the more likely we are to cooperate with each other. So if your child is failing to cooperate with you, it usually means that there's something preventing your child from connecting with you and feeling safe at that point in time, in that moment. Now, let me make this clear. Because we are human beings, at some point in time in our parenting journey, we will disconnect with our children. Even those of us who are experts at connection, we will still fail to connect or lose connection at some point in time. We get tired and we may snap at our children. Our children are disappointed. They feel disappointed about something that happens during the day, maybe at school, maybe at home, that causes a block between connection with you and them. Sometimes we are on our devices for pleasure or for work. We might be working from home, and because of that, that causes a disconnection. Sometimes we have to leave our children for a while with a carer because we have to work or we have to go to do something else of some sort. All of these things accumulate and incrementally break down connection. And so it doesn't mean that you're a bad parent if you've lost connection with your child. It just means that you are a human being. If you have a look at our previous video, you will see a few ideas on how you can reconnect with your child, and I'll put the link in the description. Now, I want you to think of a situation. Maybe it may have been at work, or it may have been in another social relationship. Think of a situation where you felt unsafe and disconnected to that person at that point in time. Think about how easy or how difficult it may have been to comply to any request that this person may have made of you, whether you knew it was for your best interest or not. What we want to do as parents is to set limits in loving, gentle ways that also deepen the connection that we have with our children. And a perfect way to do this is through play. The laughter that results from play can quickly re-establish the disconnection between a parent and a child. And so let's jump right into a few examples on how we can de-escalate a difficult situation through play and at the same time connect with our children. So the first one I want to talk about is using play as a strategy. And when I say a strategy, I mean plan in advance what you will do if your day isn't going as you would like it to, if things are breaking down and going south. Now, in the heat of the moment, you are not going to be able to think clearly about what play you would like to partake of in that moment. So what you want to do is plan in advance. Think, if this happens, this is one good thing that I can do. You want to tune into your child or your children, and you want to know the things that they like, the things that really appease them, the things that could calm them down, the type of plays that they really like. And you want it also to be something that you like as well, because in that tense moment, it needs to be something that both of you can enjoy at the same time. Create a plan that is filled with laugh-inducing ideas. So it might be that you want to do something like a pillow fight because that makes your child laugh and that makes you laugh quite a lot as well. It may be that you want to start speaking in gibberish. Young children particularly find this very funny, and so you could start speaking in gibberish and that might cause them to break out in laughter even though they are in the middle of what we like to call often a tantrum. It might be that you tell a funny, enthusiastic story in a different voice because your child cracks up when you tell a story in a different voice. Any of these things can be laugh inducing and break down the barriers and create reconnection between you and your child in a tense moment. So plan in advance. It's more likely than not that you have a child who does not enjoy doing chores that they find boring. Some children love washing up dishes because they love playing in water. They find it fun and exciting. It's almost like being in a paddling pool, so to speak, for them. Other children find it to be the most boring chore to ever exist. And so on any given day, you might suggest one chore to your child that could, depending on how they're feeling, depending on their connection with you on that day, depending on how tired they might be, depending on something that has happened, even outside of you, that could cause the breakdown or dissonance between you and your child. They could end up having a meltdown of massive proportions. And so you can either choose to say, you know what, I'm going to insist on you doing the chore, whether you like it or not, and you can do that in a harsh way, or you can still be firm and get them to do what you're asking them to do, but do it in a gentle, kind, playful way. So put some music on and have a creative dance-off as you fold the laundry. If it's the summertime and you are hanging laundry outside to dry in the sunshine, like most of us like to do, you could get your kid to help you to do that chore, but you could say, let's do it in a creative way. Maybe let's hang the clothes up in a ombre pattern so that it looks far more creative and beautiful. That could make that boring chore of hanging the clothes up far more exciting and change things. Instead of you being harsh, you can do it in a kind of gentler way and you can still get them to do exactly what you want them to do, but at the same time doing it in a way that creates connection. Win. You can see who can tidy their rooms the fastest before the tongue track finishes. It's very likely you might find some clothes hidden in the toy box, but that's easier to fix than it is to fix a broken connection. Now, mornings can be difficult. Everybody is trying to get out of the house at the same time. Everybody's trying to get dressed. Everybody's trying to be on time. Everybody often except the kids. And so it can be quite intense in the mornings. Start your morning off with music and dance or a bit of rough and tumble. Try to make the time in the morning so you have that time when you can do that. A good old break dance, like from the olden days, as my son likes to say, is quite easy to do and fun to do while you're getting your child to put their clothes on instead of having to fuss and fight with them. Now, preempting what the morning could be like and starting the day off with play can set you up really well and avert challenges. But if you already have a situation that's going south, the easiest possible way to turn that situation around while still sticking to your point and getting your kids to do what you want them to do is through play. Now, use play to discipline. If you are being challenged by your child on an issue, playfully disciplining them will get your child to do as you like them to do while still keeping that connection really strong. Now, if your 5-year-old, for instance, is trying to run off, and you said don't run off a few times, and it's turning into a bit of a power struggle, an easy way to turn that around is through play, through playfully requesting of them to do what you're asking them to do. So for instance, you could break out into song with some affection, some cuddles. You could break out into singing a song like Please Don't Go by Casey and the Sunshine Band. You get them to do exactly what you're asking. You de-escalate the situation while at the same time building connection. You can do this with all the children as well. Your singing might embarrass them, of course, but you will get to de-escalate the situation while at the same time avoiding any hurt feelings and any anger, and get them to do exactly what you want them to do. Connecting through play will bring you closer to each other. The more laughter you can generate from your child by engaging in a playful way, the safer and more connected your child feels to you. And in turn, the more cooperative your child will be. I hope you'll go away from this and play a bit more today. If you found this video helpful in any way, please like, share, subscribe and follow us on all platforms so you know when we release our next video and we can learn together on this parenting journey. Have a lovely week and see you next Wednesday.